Hey guys, what's up? New Brawl Talk. Skip the intro, let's get right into it. First off, there's a new brawler called Colonel Ruffs, and I love this guy. He's a dog, but he's also a space commander. I love his hat, I love his suit, but technically he's not a new brawler because he was actually one of the concept characters for Codename Laser, which was the old name for Brawl Stars, all the way back in like 2016, which is just awesome. The fact that they went back and reused an old concept makes me think that maybe they'll be bringing back some other Codename Laser characters to fill in the space trio that they just started now with Colonel Ruffs. But that's all speculation, of course. And if you feel like you've already seen Colonel Ruffs somewhere, it's probably from the 8-bit minigame, because he was actually commanding some of the spaceships that you had to destroy, along with this chicken that might also be a good concept for another brawler, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Now, enough about the backstory, let's start talking about the stats, because Colonel Ruff actually has some pretty interesting stats. At max level, he has a total HP of 4,200, which is actually pretty average. For comparison, it's the same as Edgar, Amber, and Sprout. And in terms of attack damage, it's not impressive at all. Assuming that both his projectiles hit, it's only going to deal 1,400 damage, which is the same as Jean. That's not impressive at all, but then again, he is a support brawler, so he's not meant to deal a lot of damage. Plus, you gotta remember that his shots bounce on walls, so it might make up for the low damage. Aside from that, his range is about 9 tiles, which is the same as Pam, and his super, well, we don't really know how much damage it deals, but we do know that the power-up that it drops increases the damage of his projectiles from 700 to 840, which is a 20% increase, and that might sound pretty good, but it's not much when you consider that 8-bit's turret provides a 50% damage increase. So Colonel Ruff's super does seem a little bit underpowered because you actually have to go and get the power-up, which could be hard in certain situations, and I'm pretty sure it's only one brawler that can use the power-up, so it doesn't seem too strong in my opinion. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it gives you some kind of speed boost, maybe it charges your super, maybe it deals a ton of damage when it lands. But we're gonna have to wait for some more info or some more sneak peeks to know exactly how strong his super is. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention this, but Colonel Ruff is actually gonna be the Chromatic Brawler for the Season 5 Brawlpass, so that's probably gonna be the easiest way to get him. Now for the skins, there was actually a ton of them in the Brawl Talk, so I'm just gonna go over each one real quick, and I'll give them a rating out of 10. Alright, so the first skin is for Daryl, and it's called Dairy 1, or at least that's how they pronounce it in the Brawl Talk, and it's actually a really cool skin. I love the design, I love the color scheme, and the name is really interesting as well. I really love this skin, and I'll give it a 9 out of 10 just because it doesn't have a custom animation. Next skin is RONIN Ruffs, and it's actually really not my favorite. Honestly, it's pretty bad. Now, the idea itself is not too bad. It's like a space ninja bounty hunter, and it could have ended up looking really cool, but instead they decided to give him a giant hat that looks really wacky, some really weird glasses, and not to mention that his suit and hat are both the exact same color, and it just doesn't create any contrast. It does not look good in my opinion. It's really a missed opportunity. It could have ended up looking like Embo from Star Wars, but we ended up with this instead. I think I'm giving it like a 2 out of 10. But anyway, next up is Starr Fox Bull, and this skin is actually really nice. I love the suit, I love the colors, I love the gun, I love the animation. Everything is pretty much perfect. His hair looks a little bit off, like the fact that it comes out of his suit. He could have had like some kind of helmet. I think it would have looked a little bit nicer, but anyway, it's a really clean skin, 9 out of 10. Now Navigator Colette, nothing too special, but I do like it, so 6 out of 10. Now for Dark Lord Spike, it doesn't even look like Spike. It looks like some wacky space overlord, and I love it. I mean, this is pretty crazy. We don't really know if it has any custom animations yet, but assuming that it does, this has gotta be a 10 on 10. This skin is awesome. Now we have a Star Point skin, Dark Tide Carl, and it actually looks pretty good, but it's just a recolor of Captain Carl, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Still not too bad. And finally, we've got the Valentine's Day skin, Smooth Lou, and even though it's kind of simple, I actually really like this skin. I love the bow tie, and I also really like that the refrigerator on his chest is changed for a heart, so that's a pretty cool detail, not gonna lie. Overall, I think this skin is an 8 out of 10. Now, in case you missed it, because it did go by pretty quick in the Brawl Talk, we're getting new animated skins for Nita, Piper, Jessie, Pam, Spike, and BB, which is a lot. I mean, that's going to be 12 brawlers in the game that are going to have animated pins, and if they keep adding these every update, then eventually every brawler in the game will have animated pins, and that's pretty cool. And I do wish that they could do like a couple more, maybe like 10 brawlers for update, but that's no big deal. As long as they all get it eventually, I'm cool. Now, we're also getting 6 Lunar New Year pins, and I'm gonna try and guess what they are, but I'm not 100% sure. I think the first one's a dumpling, the second one's a letter, the third one, it's definitely a cow, fourth one, I don't know, man. Looks like Surge's grandpa, honestly. And the fifth one is probably some kind of drink, and the last one is definitely a lantern. So I think I probably got 4 out of 6 right, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And finally, we're getting new gadgets for Mr. P, Poco, Frank, Nani, Tara, Tick, Jean, and Rosa, which is a lot, and technically we're even getting a gadget for Colonel Ruffs as well. And I know we get tiny clips of the gadgets in the Brawl Talk, but there's not much to talk about yet, and we're probably going to get sneak peeks in like 2 days, so might as well talk more about it then. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, maybe even check out some other videos. I got tons of good stuff on the channel. But aside from that, have a nice day, and peace.